yogis, welcome to what I'm going to call Quesera yoga. What will be. We're going to have to improvise at this difficult time. So for this video you're going to need a belt. If you haven't got a yoga strap, you're also going to need a block. And if you haven't got a block, then you're going to need a book. Now the other thing is, many of you might not even have yoga mats which are non-slip. So if your surface isn't non-slip, then I'm going to suggest that you use trainers. Wear trainers to do the yoga. Let's improvise. If you're unsteady in your poses, then I suggest you work near a wall or with your back to the wall, or perhaps a chair nearby. Right, so let's get started. So start by sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position. Get your buttock flesh out of the way. Check that you're sitting nice and upright. It doesn't matter where your knees come. Your back needs to be upright, the diaphragm open. Rest your hands on your thighs so that your shoulders can relax. Balance your head over your shoulders so the neck is long. Shoulders over your hips, spine nice and upright. Close your eyes. And then start to become aware of your body. Be aware of the outer edges of your feet. Relaxing your toes. Be aware of your sit bones. You're not leaning to one side. Try and relax the legs and the groins at the tops of your legs. Fingers relaxing on your thighs. Feel as though you have weights on the end of your elbows, drawing your shoulders down. Then rolling the shoulders back and down to take the shoulder blades down the back and lift the sternum. And then start to pay attention to your breathing. So make the breathing just slightly deeper. And be aware of how your body moves with the breath. Be aware of the rise and fall of your rib cage. How the lower ribs expand to the side on the inhales. How your sternum moves up and forward on the inhales and the collarbones broaden. And then turn your attention to your back body. Become aware of your back ribs. Feel the opening of the lower back ribs. How your shoulder blades move. They move up and out on the inhales. And the broadening of the upper back on an inhale. So now we're going to take 3 long, slow, deep breaths. But what I want you to do is to be able to bring the breath up into the rib cage. And to do this, you're going to do what I told you how to do when we're laying on the floor, and that is to draw the lower belly back. So draw the lower belly back, hold it back as you take the deep breath in. Go on, deep breath. Expand the rib cage and then let go. Once more, belly back. Inhale. Let go. Last time. Draw the abdomen back. Lower belly pulls in. Inhale. Fill right up to the collarbones and then exhale. And then you're going to release your head down. So release the chin down towards your chest, nice and slow. Stretching out the back of the neck, stretching across your shoulders. Opening your eyes to look at the floor. And then slowly raise your head. You're going to start by laying down, and you're going to need the belt. So Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. and also your block. So in this pose, laying on the floor, make sure you're laying in a nice straight line. You can start with your knees bent if you like, and then stretch your legs out along the floor. Take the block or brick, place it by the side of your right hip. On the belt rather, you're going to bend your right knee onto your chest, lasso the foot. Now, your choice is, if you want to stretch your hamstrings, take it over the ball of the foot. If you want to work through the bones, take it through the heel. And your third alternative is to take it halfway. So once you're there, you're going to take the belt into both hands, nibble down the belt. Those of you who are very flexible, you can hook your big toe. Your choice. The important thing is to keep this leg straight. So work the thigh to keep the knee open. The left leg needs to work as well, so stretch away with the heel of the left leg. Take the left toes towards you, press the left calf into the floor. And then see if you can draw the leg a little bit nearer towards your face. You can nibble up the belt. So work to your capacity. Listen to your body. If it hurts, stop. And then when you've got to that point where you can't go any further, take the belt in your hand, and then you're going to take the leg out to the side. The block is there to stop the hip from rolling, so you can keep your hips square, so that left buttock stays on the floor. The right leg moves up towards your shoulder. And once you're there, breathe. So nice deep inhalation. Ujjayi breath if you can do it. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And observe as we exhale, so that leg goes further towards the floor each time. And then on an inhale, bring the leg up. Swap hands with the belt or your toe. Take your right hand out to the side, palm down. And you're going to take the leg across your body, keeping the left foot upright. So slowly does it. You'll feel it in the hip joints, maybe the IT band on the leg. But feel where the stretches come and go really slowly. We don't want that left foot to roll down towards the floor. Just stretching out the right leg. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale brings the leg up. Release the foot, and we'll do on the other side. So move your block, or move your book to the other side, the left hip. Take your feet together, stretch them away, and then bend the left leg up. Lasso the foot, decide where you're going to place the belt, or catch hold of the big toe, whichever you want to do. And then stretch the right leg away this time. So, toes towards you, heel away from you, pressing the right calf into the floor, and then drawing that left leg nearer towards your head. Keeping the leg straight, engaging the left thigh, and then take the belt into your left hand, and then take the leg out to the side. Slowly, carefully does it. So we're stretching the inner thighs and the quads and also the hamstrings. So a big stretch for the legs. And then once you're there, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale brings the leg up. Swap hands with the belt, and then slowly across the body, Oh, I can feel it on this one. Oh, oh, oh. So very carefully does it. Feel the stretches. Keep the right foot upright. Take the left arm out to the side, palm down. And then breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale brings the leg up. Exhale to release the leg to the floor. Take your belt to the side and push the block out of the way. And then you're going to bend your knees. Take your hands behind the knees, bend the knees towards your chest. And then on an inhale, exhale, sit yourself up. And then you're going to come now into all fours. So if you cross your legs if you want to, or come into all fours any way you like, grab hold of your toes and then roll over your knees to get you into an all fours position. So now, cat and cow. Spread the fingers, press down into those hands, straight arms, inner elbow joints looking towards each other, not towards the front of the room, pressing down. And then you're going to exhale. Look towards your navel, round your spine, really stretch out the back of the body. And then on the inhale, start to lift the tailbone up to the sky and look forward. Keep the belly drawn back. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, looking forward, lifting the tailbone. Exhale. Look towards your navel. Inhale, look forward and up. Are you still keeping the arms straight? Press down into the hands. Last time. Exhale, look towards the navel. Inhale, looking up. See if you can stretch that tailbone more to the sky, keeping the belly drawn back, and then come to neutral. Turn your toes under, and then you're just going to hover the knees just above the mat. Look down between your hands and breathe. Keep the lower abdomen drawn up. See if you can take nice deep breaths here. And then push up to dog pose. You can keep your knees bent if you like, because your first dog pose, so take it easy. So keeping the knees bent, the important thing in this pose is to keep the arms stretching, keep that tailbone heading towards the sky with your bent knees. So stretching and bringing your chest towards your thighs. And then start to stretch the right heel down towards the floor. Bend the knee, take the left heel down towards the floor. Keep going. Right heel, left heel, right heel, left heel, right heel, left heel. And then you're going to look towards your hands, and then you're going to bring the hips down, take plank, and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swing back into dog pose. Come forward again. Plank. Keep going, your pace. Dog pose. Plank. Dog pose. Plank. Dog pose and hold. Now, anytime you can go and drop your knees and go into child's pose, entirely up to you. You listen to your body. So now we're going to do a few let's try it, yes, knees to nose. So come up on your toes, it's much easier. Come up right onto your tiptoe. Raise your right leg really up into the air, stretch it away. Now round the spine, knee to nose. 3 times, knee to nose. Last one, knee to nose. And if you can keep going, it's going to be knee to elbow. 1, 2, so it's the same elbow this time. Right, 3. Now what about the opposite elbow? 1, 2, 3. Stretch the leg up and then bring it to the floor. Trouble is we've got to do the other side now, haven't we? Okay. Right up on tiptoe. Raise your left leg up into the air. Knee to nose. 1, 2, 3. Knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3. Knee to opposite elbow. 1, 2, 3. And then swing the leg up into the air, onto tiptoes. Now what I want you to do in this dog bit when we're going to rest is to walk your feet far enough forward so you can raise your toes up and be on the back end of the ball of your foot. And then take your heels to the floor. Lower belly draws up, head relaxes down, press the hands into the floor and breathe. And then look towards your hands, and then you're going to walk your hands back or your feet forward, whichever you prefer. Get your balance over your feet, and then you can keep your knees bent, and then holding on to the inner upper arms, relax your head down, relax in Uttanasana. And then relax your hands to the floor. And what I want you to do is to try and bend your knees enough so you can get your chest to be resting on your thighs, losing my glasses, and then take your hands to the floor. So resting your chest on your thighs, spread your fingers, relax your head down because it's not working, and then you're going to start to try and straighten your legs. So see if you can straighten and bend and straighten and bend. You might not make them straight, but just be working on those hamstrings. And then bending the knees slightly, relaxing the head, relax the arms, and then come up 1 vertebra at a time. Head last. And then an Uttanasana challenge for those of you that find that fairly easy. You're going to step your left foot over the right, hands to your hips, and then lifting up, draw the lower belly back, lift the chest, and then you're going to start to come forward from the hips. So start to bend. That front leg in front of the right one braces that right leg back. So it helps to keep it straight. And you come down to wherever you can. So it might be you can only go as far as your ankles. If you can get to the floor, all well and good, then you lift your chest, try and get that chest onto the thigh, and then relax your head down. Inhale, looking up. Use the belly to help, so bring your hands onto your waist and coming all the way up. Feel the differences on each side. So those of you who are not wanting to do that, you can just take your hands to your knees and then start to slide the hands down so your back is nice and long. But for the rest of you, you can cross the right foot over the left, hands to your waist, and then start to come down again. So stretching forward, and then bring the hands to the floor if you can, or fingertips. Relax your head and neck, chest coming towards the thighs. That's more difficult on this side for me. Be interesting which side is the easier side for you and which is the most difficult. So observations. Quesera yoga, what will be, it is what it is. And then stretching forward, hands to the waist. Inhale brings you up. Unravel the legs. I think I'm going to have to alter this video so that you can see what I'm doing when we do the standing poses in a minute. Let's try that. Oh, that's a bit better, but then we lose my feet. We can't win. So I'd rather you saw my legs. That's it. So, what we're going to do now is Trikonasana. This video I want to concentrate on the work of the legs. So in Trikonasana, I'm going to take the arms out of the equation. And in this one, let's see, we'll take the hands behind the head. So interlace your hands behind your head, step the feet together, and then step the feet apart. You know the distances. It's wrists over ankles is the guideline. So wherever you are today though, interlace the hands behind your head. Let me do which way round. I will mirror image. Left foot turns in and right foot turns out. Now the tendency is for this hip to come forward. You've got to take that hip back. You've got to really work that back leg. And you've got to take the weight into the outer edge of the right foot, left foot. And then you're going to cut back with this part of the hip. So inhale, exhale, cut back. So drawing that part of the hip back towards the other hip. So extend, 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 extend. And then when you can't go any further, then you could take the hand down onto the leg, see where it comes to. And the other one's up into the air. Working the legs. Breathe once you're there, keep the head back in line with the spine. And an inhale to come up. Turn the feet to the front. Interlace the hands behind the head. So turning the right foot in, the left foot turns out. Re-establish the back leg. So taking the thigh back, drawing up the kneecap, taking the weight into the outer edge of the foot, and then cut back with the hip. Cut back, cut back, cut back. Keep going. Keep going. And when you can't go any further, then you can take your hand down and stretch the top arm up. Take the head back in line with the spine. Keep trying to rotate the chest up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Inhale brings you up. Exhale turns the feet. I'm going to keep the feet there this time. Just bring the hands down. We're going to do Parshvakonasana. So lots of variations here as to different abilities. So left foot's going to turn in, right foot turns out. Now at this point we want to bend the front leg. So resisting with that back leg, you bend the front one. Now you might be here, depending on how wide you've made your stride. For me, I need to make it go a little bit wider. I'm looking to try and get a nice right angle here with the knee directly over the ankle. It's having the knee directly over the ankle that's important. If you're up here a bit more, doesn't matter. That knee needs to be over the ankle. So in this one, we take the hands behind your back. So stretch them away. Lift the chest. Sink down. Keep working that back leg. That's the anchor for the poses. So sinking down, lifting the chest, So as we start to take the hand down, or rather move the body down to come down towards the leg, options. You can have the hand to the inside so that the elbow helps to push that knee back and open the hip. You can have it to the outside. You can rest your arm here. But I want you to really work these legs. So if you're going to have your hand to the inside, I'd like you to hover the fingertips and then sink down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Note I haven't asked you to take the hand over, I'm just leaving it there. And then if you want to, because that hand's behind your back, if you want to and you're able, then you can catch, you can bind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! And then coming up, turn your feet to the front, round to the other side. So turn the foot, lining up the heel with the instep, and then bend the front leg. Go down, make your adjustments if you need to. Interlace your hands behind your back, lift the chest, work the back leg, and then down you go. Start to go down. Decide where you'd like to put the hand to begin with. So inside, outside, I don't mind. And then make sure you haven't rested on the hand if you're right to the floor. So fingertips just to the floor. Use the elbow to open the hip, press against the knee. And then if you want to, take the hand under and bind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And coming up, turn your feet to face the front. Ooh, step the feet together. And just rest in Tadasana. So, legs draw towards each other, fingers stretch towards the floor. Head level, eyes level. Let the breathing recover. Take the weight back into the heels so that the thighs lift. Abdomen draws back, chest lifts. So now you're going to come to kneeling. So for those of you who've got sensitive knees, you might want to grab a blanket. And what we're going to do is to be kneel up, and you're going to take your right leg forward, and then you're going to take your hands or fingertips to the floor either side of the foot. So if you need to have blocks, books, whatever you want to, if it's uncomfortable for you like this, turn the back toes under, and then you're going to come up into a low lunge. So stretching away with that back heel. So now I'm going to make it into a twist. For those of you who aren't very stable, you can drop the knee to the floor and you can make your twist. You're going to take your left arm to the outside of the right leg, lift the chest, lift the abdomen, and then take the palms together, press the elbows away from each other. And then you can look over your back shoulder if you want to. And then for those of you who are reasonably stable, you can raise the leg up at the back. Ooh, a bit wobbly today. Straightening that back leg. Keep breathing. And drop the knee to the floor. And release. Now, if you want to take this one stage further, I've been practicing this one without a blanket under the back knee, but if you need to have some support underneath the back knee and make it more comfortable for your knees, you're going to come onto the top of the knee, and then you're going to lift the leg up, and then see if you can take the hand round behind you and grab the foot. Whoop. So see if you can grab the foot. Up there, I've made it. And then once you're up, see if you can use the other hand to come round and grab the foot. So we've got both hands, and then the chest lifts. And release the leg, release the foot. Ooh. And then you're going to bring the right leg back, so you're back to kneeling again. So we've got to do that on the other side. So you're going to step forward with the left foot, make that nice right angle, fingertips to the floor, turn the toes under, high lunge. So stretching away with that back heel. Then drop the knee to the floor, and then you're going to take the right arm, right upper arm to the outside of the left leg. Take the hands together, take the elbows away from each other, turn the toes under at the back if you want to, and see if you can straighten the back leg. And release, bring the knee down, take the hands to the floor, and then go again on the other side. So you're going to bend up the knee. You want to be on the top end of the knee, the top nearest the thigh, and then you can bend the leg up, take the hand round, grab, take hold of the foot, and then if you're stable you can take hold of it with the other hand, whee, and lift your chest. And release, let the leg go down, fingertips to the floor, knees together there, and then my next one is very kind. You're going to sit back on your heels, widen your knees, really wide. Now if you've got your block, you can take the block to rest your forehead on, or the floor, take the glasses off. So stretching forward, take your head to the block, or book. Child's pose, but with the legs, the knees wide. So stretching back to take your heels onto your your hips onto your heels, get it right. And then when you're there, just breathe. So feel the pose. Be aware of your breath, be aware of your heart. And then lift your head, look towards your hands and walk the hands back. So in this pose we've started to open out the inner thighs. So I'm going to continue on that theme. So what you're going to do is bring your knees together, hands in front of you, spread your fingers. You're going to turn the toes under, go up into dog pose to help you to come all the way up. So walk the hands back to Uttanasana. Inhale brings us all the way up. So in this one, we're going to go wide stride, and I would suggest that you need to make sure that your heels are in line. So if you're working on a mat, then you take your heels to the back edge of the mat. So once we start this pose, the tendency is for the knees to bend. So I'd like you to turn your toes in very slightly. This makes a rotation of the thighs here and broadens your lower back, but you really have to work to take the weight into your heels so that the kneecaps lift. Hands on your waist. So in this first one, you're going to come forward. So you need something that, if you can't make the floor, I don't know if I've got one here. Yes. A very useful piece of equipment, a kitchen roll. So if you're having trouble making the floor, kitchen roll is ideal. So wide stride, toes are turned in. And then you're going to come forward with that flat back, taking the tailbone to the sky, lower belly's drawn up. If you need the block, wherever you need it, that's it. It can come all the way down. You can take your hands underneath your shoulders, arch your spine, and then walk your hands back. So eventually, fingertips in line with your toes, elbows in, elbows pointing back, and point the crown of your head towards the floor. And once you're there, breathe. Feel the legs working. Feel as though the thighs are being pulled apart. And then inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. If you're on one of these blocks, that's fine, just keep looking forward. Then we're going to make a bit of a twist with this one. So what you're going to do is, you're going to have the block on the floor, press your left hand into the floor and raise your right arm up into the air. Make it a bit of a twist. So if you're on the floor, hand is on the floor, press the hand into the floor, twist. So you can really come down if you want to, you can bend the elbow, help make more of a twist. And then inhale to come up, other side. So right hand onto the block if you need it, twist. If you're on the floor, down you go. So twisting. See, use the hand on the floor to help you to twist your chest round even more. Are the legs still working? Kneecaps haven't gone to sleep. And then inhale, looking forward, fingertips to the floor or wherever, or onto your blocks. And then if you can, if you can't, just work to stretch your back forward using the support. If you can, grab hold of your big toes. And then you can widen the elbows to bring the head down towards the floor. Breathe again. And then inhale, straighten the arms, look forward, bring your hands onto your waist. Exhale, inhale brings you up. Exhale. Shimmy to get the legs together. And then you're going to sit down. So I think I'm going to